Hi everyone, I am Sandy Perdon, and today I will be sharing my personal reflection about Open Learn Open University titled Managing My Investment. This presentation is based on my learning journey from week 1 to 6, where I explored how to make smarter, more strategic, and more confident investment decisions. A project titled Applying Investment Concept, a guide reflection on Open Course University Managing My Investment. So, reflection on management my investment week 1 to 6. First week, entitled Why and How Should We Invest for the Future. So, in this week, explain the importance of savings and investing for long-term goals like retirement. And look at household saving behavior and factor like inflation, housing market, and economic growth affect savings. So from week 1, I learned why investing is important and how differ from savings. I realized that investment is not just money growth but also planning for the future, where interest rate and stock market fluctuation are major determinants. This made me more realized and aware how economic forces and direct impact in personal financial planning. In week 2, entitled The Spectrum of Personal Investment, it explained the different kind of investment options, savings accounts, bonds, funds, commodities, and properties. Discuss risk, taxation, and the need for strategy to avoid irrational investing. It is focused on various categories of investment that can be undertaken, including bonds, stocks, property, commodities, and funds. I realized every type of investment had a risk and return associated with it. For instance, bonds are safe but exposed to one to risk of inflation as well as rate of interest variations, whereas property and commodities expose one to risk like volatility as well as high expenses. In week 2, informed me that importance of diversification, that if you divide your investment among different types, you reduce the risk of losing everything. When with one investment goes down, another can balance it. In week 3, entitled Devising Investment Strategies Principle and Practice, it introduced portfolio theory and efficient market hypothesis, emphasized the importance of creating clear investment plan, time horizons, and applying methods such as pound cost averaging. Like, don't all your egg in one basket. So it emphasized the principle of and technique in investment plan development. I learned research a capital, income, currency, and liquidity risk, and the relationship between them. The discussion of efficient market hypothesis and chart patterns made me think about how can investor beat the market or if possible. It reminded me that while strategies is important, market still remain unpredictable. In week 4, entitled Investment and Practices, Style, History, and Performance, it studied the real-world investment performance, bubbles, or dot-com bubbles, Google IPO, asset returns trade-offs, and case study like UK supermarket. The course highlighted the historical performance of different asset classes. It demonstrated how time horizon has a big impact on returns, and how dot-com bubbles and having disturbed investor behavior. I reflect that history is valuable guide or maybe an excellent teacher, teaching us that while return will be high in some decades, but risk is always exists. In week 5, entitled Investment for Retirement, Planning Your Pensions. It is focused on pension planning, estate, workplace, personal, reform, and planning for basic needs and lifestyle goals. It discussed the need to prepare and planning for both essential and aspirational retirement spending. The week 5 is dedicated to retirement planning and pensions. That opened my eyes because it made me understand that retirement saving is not just about saving but about planning a reliable future income for old age. Learning about state pensions, occupational pensions, and new pension further enlightened me that sooner we prepare, the more secure of retirement will be. In week 6, entitled Investment in Human Behavior, it emphasized how psychology, like emotional reactions and cognitive biases, affect an investing. It concluded a practical behavioral financial insights, and practical checklists for smarter investment. So my reflection about week 6 is is it about human side of investment and behavior. I was particularly passionate about this as it explained how psychology affects financial choices, a concept like overconfidence, herd behavior, and groupthink all serve to explain why individuals make irrational choice in markets. I discovered that self-discipline and self-knowledge are as vital investment skill in order to handle an investment. So in conclusions, looking back to week 1 to 6, I see that investment is not just about raising the number of our money. It is the combination of strategy, learning from history, careful planning, and understand human behavior. This offline course has changed the way I view financial decisions, from simply focus on earning profits to building a secure, stable, and rational plan for the future. That's all. Thank you.